It's like so good.
Okay, wait a second. April O'Neil is. I mean, I don't even really care, but I mean, she's always been like an attractive white girl who's skinny.
Like
I don't.
a redheaded. Well, but you know, and then there's
I know.
been
I know
different.
Megan Fox played her, and she didn't have red hair, but still, I mean, how the fuck do you just like? Oh, she's a black girl and she's fat. Like, I don't. Here's the thing. Stupid. I don't. I mean, the whole swapping her race is obviously like, oh, look, we're doing something diversity. We could have wrote original character into it that was black, but instead we made it April O'Neil.
Right.
So it's
Yeah,
really stupid.
it's
And then
getting backlash for that.
it's also like, why do you? There's a reason why characters are drawn to be attractive. Because nobody wants to see a fucking fat person play the main flirt character. I'm sorry.
I will say I don't necessarily agree with that, but I don't want to see people like I don't know, like sometimes it doesn't bother me, but I don't like everything is being recast. Why are all the redheads being erased? You know what I mean? My kids are red. So it's like they don't care. It's like, dude, my kids have red hair.
Oh my God, you're right.
My kids have red hair and they want to erase my kids. And here's the thing. You talk about culture. They always talk about culture and appropriating people and doing and erasing people's culture. They're erasing they're erasing our culture, but not just I'm not saying my culture is in I'm white and my redhead family and stuff. Fuck that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our culture. All of us, black, white, whatever you are. We grew up culturally. Yeah, all of us grew up culturally. Everybody's upset about this. Like people that are black, Hispanic, whatever, they're not happy with any of this stuff either because it's their culture too. It's all of our culture. It's American culture. American culture says, you know, this person looked like this, that person looked like that. And in some cases, the culture we're used to is based on another culture that is a certain way, like the stories that they tell, like it's like they come from Norse mythology or something where they're clearly fair skinned or this skin, and I don't know. It's not that big a deal sometimes to me, but sometimes it really is.
Dion Hayes says that they have a black girl in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series for Nickelodeon.
Yes,
but.
Well, also Baxter Stockman. Well, here's the other thing. And then they're black in the some people are black in the comic books that weren't in the cartoon in the 80s. So they actually did that. So there's another argument to be made that although a lot of people grew up with stuff that was like super popular in a cartoon that we all loved at that point, it was also written in a comic book a different way, and that was a comic book people loved. And then they race swapped it for the cartoon. So, I mean, think about that. Are people being hypocritical the other way?
Kaylee Da in the chat also says that you do realize April was originally mixed race.
Yes.
Well, did she at least have red hair?
No, I don't think she did. No, she didn't because she looks actually kind of Latino almost in the original comics.
Okay, then I really don't care too much. And then I'm not that mad.
Like they're even ruining the turtles themselves. I mean, did you see what they fucking sounded like? Did you hear what they sounded like? Did you see what they looked like?
Oh yeah, dude. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. But look at this. Now, I just want to say that in the original comic book Ninja Turtles, it's more of a dystopian look, obviously, right? And then you can see clearly but you can see the agenda over time, right? And I think what we can all admit is that there's a trend and an agenda over time. First, there was, the honest writings of the comic book, which is what really we should go off of, right? But then the cartoon and the movie, but especially the cartoon, was like, oh no, it needs to be a white woman and a redheaded with her breasts are out. Look at this fucking... Yeah. I don't remember her breasts actually being out. I don't think they were like that in the cartoon. Maybe they were. I don't know. But
I think they were.
Yeah, I think they were too. And she was like, "Oh, I'm a sexy redheaded white chick." But don't
they do some sort of weird bondage thing with her, where she gets tied up and someone
I'd like to do that.
Oh, someone I don't know if they I forget what happened. You know what? I don't want to expose it too much because I don't want to expose the fact that I masturbated furiously to it.
Well, and then we saw April become different over time, right? Like she's been a redhead here, redhead there. Then she became a kid redhead. Then she became a African American kid sort of redhead, and now she's a chunky little African American redhead. So April is
there is
just
definitely some sort of stigma against redheads.
that is true.
I don't know what it is, but
this is what. And here's the thing: there was a stigma against non-white people in the 80s, right? In the 80s, it was all make her white. Like don't make her. You know what I mean? In the 80s, it was make her white. But then it's become, oh no, let's have diversity in someone different than a white person. So you can see how the agenda is over time. So the agenda, there's always an agenda, the argument. And the only place I can go with the argument is, well, honestly, the only person that's right then is the person that says, go with the original work, right? Because go with the original work.
Go with an unattractive black girl. You don't even make her an attractive one.
I
make
don't
her
even
a fat,
know
pudgy mess.
I guess she's mixed race is what people are saying about the original April. But that's the original April. So I'd rather they go with this than either one. Then if somebody's like, you know what? Because look, they already have it right here. If they have a mixed race April, so they got it. Why didn't they make April based on this as a kid then? If they wanted to make April a kid because they made the turtles more teenage-like, right? The other turtles are more sound like 20-year-olds or older people, like even though they're teenage. Mm-hmm. So they clearly made the turtles teenage, but they made them really teenage. Like they're not like 18.
Oh, dude.
They're like 12. Like they're 13 teenage.
Dude.
Wait, which one are you?
I don't like the
which
new
one are you
Turtles
talking about?
as much.
The new Turtle movie.
Oh yeah. Again, I didn't see the fucking trailer.
But I'm just saying, are we being hypocritical? Maybe people are being hypocritical because we grew up with a certain version, and that's what you want to see. And I'm sure.
Well, think about it like this. You know how Velma, she just kind of looked like a nerdy girl, but eventually they started to draw her a little bit more attractive, I guess you could say. Well, in the new Velma, they not only do they swap her race, but now she's like a weird, frumpy looking, unattractive, and she's also really mean spirited and not nice, so you don't really relate to her or care about her. So I think it's something like a subliminal thing where it's like, oh no, we're doing this because of diversity. If you don't like these characters, well then you're racist. But we'll also make them really unattractive looking, and we'll make their personalities ugly, and we'll make them the cringe character that says all the soapboxy SJW things that we need them to say. So hopefully that's not the case with April. But they tend to do that with characters that they race swap. Those are the characters they use to be like, oh my God, everything was so much better when white guys weren't around telling us what to do.
Yeah.
Fucking cool.
They made a new they had made a new turtle. It was Venus, and she was a girl. And they hated that. So it's like there's no win.
They made a girl version of first of all,
I wanted to bang
that was
that
in
turtle.
a terrible that was in a terrible Ninja Turtles VHS movie. Right?
No, this was fucking Saban had bought the Power Rangers rights, and they were doing Saban series style, kind of like Ninja Turtles for the Power Rangers. It was weird. They made the Power Rangers and the Ninja Turtles mixed up together on a 3-series episode, and then Saban took over the Ninja Turtles and made a new character, Venus.
And she had didn't she have boobs and shit on her shell?
Yeah.
I think people just didn't like that because it was low production quality and it didn't look very good.
Remember when Michael Bay made a Ninja Turtles movie and it was just so retarded? It was oh my God, dude.
And remember when he didn't even put who were the main henchmen in the Bebop and Rocksteady?
Yeah.
He didn't even put them in until the second movie.
Yeah, and well,
they didn't have him in, and they didn't have him in any of the original movies, right?
They didn't have him in the original because there was like a rights thing. They would have to pay all kinds of money or something. So they were like, "Fuck this, we'll create our own characters." So
well, that's also
why.
something that you would find happening a lot in like 80s movies, like for instance in the Masters of the Universe movie. I think there was like only 1 or 2 of the bad guys besides Skeletor that actually were on the show. The rest of them were just like random, like just people that they made up.
Maybe they did, but...
or they didn't give them any costumes that like really matched them as their characters.
Yeah, I don't even remember that. I remember there was a few people missing, but they used a few of the people. You know, most of them.
They used that. I think they missed out on a bunch. Like,
yeah,
didn't He-Man have like a tiger?
Yeah, they didn't have that in the movie.
Trapjaw or whatever.
That would have been cool. Imagine that. And then it ate one of the stunt actors, and they had to kill it.
No, instead it focused on Courtney Cox, like, you know, her parents died or something in a plane crash.
Oh, wait a second. Look at this. Do you have any comment on this, Elon? Oh, I guess not. Okay, never mind. Let's go to the donations, everybody.
I couldn't see what it was.
Oh, the new banana donation.
I'm just a banana living my life. I'm just a banana trying to survive. No matter what you say. Subscribe to Shame on News for more shit like this. And if you really love this type of stuff, watch more videos. Or leave us a super thanks down below like Devin100 did the other day. Devin100, you're the balls. Stay tuned for more news right here on Shame on News.